Hey, ¿qué onda, gente? ¿Cómo están? Espero que estén muy bien. Bienvenidos un día más a Juarez Gunslinger, capítulo 2. Vi que el primer capítulo tuvo apoyo, así que pues aquí tenemos la parte 2. Esperemos si les guste, así que bueno, vamos allá. Nos
So was the
quedamos por
bastard
aquí.
you were after now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh.
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man. Over there!
Cálmate. Ay,
I did my best to help those poor passengers.
todos.
Moments later, the attackers were dead, and I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing. None. It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often do. They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads. Making use of the high ground, whatever else they did. Yet the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to it. Hold on, were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys? Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force. See, at the time, I was still pretty green, but often blunder into regrettable situations. But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks. I didn't see Ringo.
Ay, cabrón.
I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge. But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to find my way past these other assholes first.
Recuerden, gente, que si no hablo, es cierto, es para que no interrumpir los diálogos del juego y eso.
Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo. Another perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. It's you or me. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up. Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim.
Chingado, güey. Y es que encima es tan difícil esta mamada. Pero sí está mejor, la verdad.
Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament.
Ah, era por ahí. Qué pendejo soy.
He's getting away! I ran ahead as if the devil himself was after me. Bullets were whizzing by my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with me. As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this? I just kept running, not knowing where the hell I was going. And that's when something miraculous
Ay,
happened.
cabrón, mira qué pedo.
Like manna from heaven. I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon shop supplied me with some much-needed ammunition. once told me it was more important to be lucky than good, and he would know.
Pues ya son todos, ¿no? ¿Qué dice? Pero ya son todos, güey, ¿qué pedo? ¿Por qué me dice que acabe con los demás?
And imagine my
yeah.
surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo. That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunter. Time.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right, Jack.
La madre.
I was done running. The old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir. I came at them like a wildcat. My fury knew no bounds.
Aguas, putos.
It was finally time for that old man to pay for his sins.
Ya te sin querer. ¿Cómo era el combate cuerpo a cuerpo? Ya no me acuerdo. Las carrabias, puño. Un poco sí. Malo como que viejo Clanton. Me la pela el viejo Clanton.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs, "Clanton, I'm coming for you!" A little stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till kingdom come. But I knew I could not let that deter me. Not if I was to find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off that gun.
Uy.
Do I gotta reload again?
¡Ay, cabrón!
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon, but it was just me.
Justo, bájese de ahí. Nah, ya nada más por estar en una pinche torreta aguanta como 5 brazos en la cholla. ¿Nada qué? Hadas. Me la pela, puto viejo pendejo. Asómate, puto, asómate. Asómate, puto, asómate, asómate. Adiós, pendejo. Ay. Muérete, puto viejo.
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps. And that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
Éxito. No me interesan mucho las pistas, la verdad. Cargando. Tiroteo en el aserradero. Ok.
A few weeks after that dust-up at the OK Corral, I was still after Johnny Ringo.
24 de marzo de
I
1888,
had
7 meses
tracked
después de
him
la
and
muerte
the
del viejo
cowboys
plan.
to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for
La
bear.
puta ira, ¿cómo te mato, ira?
What exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bright?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. But first, I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious.
Earth's coming! Get ready, boys.
Qué cabrón. No mames. Putos fotos. Bueno, vamos a sacar el modo pro. Para pelas.
Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise. And after that gunfight at the
¿Quién fue
OK
el puto? ¿Quién fue el
Corral,
puto?
the Clantons
Tómate, culero. Oh. Apúntale bien, hijito. No.
So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil.
Perra madre. Tómate, hijo de tu puta madre. Verga. Mate, hijo de
Wyatt
puta
and
madre.
Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
Yo no soy la verga, soy la mera verga. Pura la cabeza, toda la cabeza. Hombre, mis niñas. No aguantan nada. ¿Unihop? ¿Te puedo hacer unihop aquí? Alcanza la cerrería. Ah, perdón. Hijo de su pinche madre.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the Cowboys identified each other, and I was beginning to wish I had one myself. But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed, and that's what pulled
Puta madre. Me mueve la puta pistola. A ellos me dan, pero yo a él no, ¿verdad? Perros. Me la pelan, hijo de su puta madre. Con este hijo de
They say
tu
that
puta
Ringo was
madre.
infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy.
Pero
Certainly
te-
not
ay.
Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and no cap.
¿Qué pedo? Ay. Cámbiate a la otra pistola, estúpido. Ahí está. Y a la cabeza no, ¿verdad? La cabeza no. Puto.
Herb wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have taken him.
That lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back.
Ah, está
That
muerto.
was common knowledge.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal.
Perdón si no habla
That
mucha gente, no
loyal
quiero
friend
interrumpir
I
los
had to
del
pass
juego
by
y
some
eso.
buzzsaws as big as a man.
Excuse me, sir.
Uy,
What's that, Dwight?
After
colateral,
old
pa.
man Clinton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot.
Su puto.
Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack.
A ver, a ver. ¿Qué puedo usar? Soy Rambo del oeste, putos.
Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
Munición, munición, munición. Perro. Piqueo, piqueo, piqueo. A ver la cabecita, la cabecita, la cabecita. Puto. Ok. Güey, le estoy dando la cabeza, digan mamadas, ahí está. ¿Cómo hace putos fotos? Por una cosa. Puto escudero de mierda, ¿no? Ay. A ver si pueden esquivar esto, putos. ¡Ay, ay, ay, ay! ¡Ay! ¿Qué vergas fue eso? Ahora. Perra madre. ¿Cómo te puto?
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind.
¿No que muy vergas o qué? ¿No que muy vergas o
That
qué?
really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
Damn.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand.
¿Puedo escucharlo? La misión está buena, ¿eh?
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
Are you saying they ran?
Güey,
Cowardice is not in
chingada
Ringo nor
madre.
Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Ey, ¿qué pedo? Le dieron un pinche balazo en la jeta, puto. Me la pelas, puto. ¿A dónde vas, hijo de tu puta madre? ¡No mames! Perras, no. ¿Y si yo quiero ver la cinemática aquí? Perro, hijo de puta. Puto, deja de correr, hijo de tu puta madre. La verga. No mames. ¿Se está grabando esta cosa? Déjenme ver, gente, si está grabando esta cosita. A ver. Está grabando, está grabando, está grabando. Ya no interrumpa más, una disculpita. Es que... ¿Qué pedo? Puto hijo de tu puta madre. ¡Ah! ¿Me la pelas? Me la pelas, puto, me la pelas. ¿Dónde está el foto? Ay, cabrón. Ey, pero ¿qué pasó con mi habilidad? Todo su... ¿No tengo puntos? ¿Qué pega pasó? Llégale, puto, llégale.
Brocious gave me no choice but to take his life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
Johnny Ringo.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Oh.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true. Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo. I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill, and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Henry Plummer. Episodio 3.
Wasn't he the
Inocentes.
sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
Vaya, vaya. Déjeme ver cuánto llevo de video aquí en el... Llevamos 27 minutos. Bueno, me voy a echar otra. ¿Qué onda, Ángel? ¿Cómo andamos? Me voy a echar otra del otro capitulito. Así que bueno. Ok.
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant. And hunting Plummer
Algún
looked
tiempo
like a
después.
good way to get rich quick. As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head. Plummer rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape. And that's where I thought
No estoy en
I'd find
Nimelab, güey. No digas mamadas. No estoy en Nimelab, estúpida. ¿Qué pedo? ¿Por qué parece que estoy en Nimelab? Pero ni modo. Ya lo cambio. Hola, espero. Listo, perdón por la interrupción, gente. Ya estamos otra vez.
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.
Why would you be nervous? No one has the cojones to come after us. As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
Yeah, besides, George is up there on the rocks with that rifle of his. Nothing gets past him.
As my late father pointed out to me more than once, God made men. Samuel Colt made me.
El güey chingado. Tómate, hijo de tu puta madre, asómate. Revólver de Ranger. Justicieros, no me interesa la neta. Cabrón. No, sí estoy bien con esto. encuentra la entrada a la mina, pero si ya la encontré.
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return
Y
it.
pues su puta madre.
It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in 48.
¿Qué
Unfortunately,
pedo?
prospectors weren't the
Güey.
only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments. Like those that ran with cars. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn
Voy
by
con mi revólver entonces. Voy a ir por mi revólver.
James, who worked in the stable. Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's sons. Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Stealing and thieving and
Perro.
murdering neighbors.
Muérete. Y si disparando en el aire, no seas mamón. Chingada madre.
The rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach. Dangerous, desperate individual. I was outnumbered and in
Munizado,
way
nice.
over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it. I thought I was some kind of hero. I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense. It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
God damn you! You can't hide forever!
Tampoco. Ay, cabrón, ¿qué pedo?
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it.
Cut him down!
Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
Damn him to hell!
What the fuck? Ah.
A single stumble or misstep.
Hombre,
could
tira
easily
cualquier día
end
ese
in a
güey.
Deadly plunge to oblivion.
You must be about out of bullets.
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to kingdom come.
Take that
that gunpowder and dynamite
Hola,
everywhere.
bro.
The body has to know what he's shooting at.
No mames.
All it takes is one tiny spark, and boom.
Podías haberme lo dicho antes.
There he is! You ain't beefing me.
No mames.
Always loved the 4th of July.
Ni le di a ese cabrón, o sea, ni le di al puto bote, güey.
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad blasted tube.
Oh shit. Hostia, tío. Corramos.
I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane.
Me la pelan. Hostia.
It's a good
¿Qué?
thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it.
No entendí ni un carajo de qué pasó.
Instead, I spotted a ladder, a way into the mine from the opposite side.
Ah. ¿Qué?
It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution.
Sí, ¿quién no?
Even though I had a younger man's reflexes. No man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I needed to make a leap of faith. Which ain't easy when you're suspended between heaven and hell.
¿No tenía que saltar? Ajá, pero...
I was determined not to give up.
¡Ah, la verga! Uf.
As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find
¡Erra! Hija de tu puta madre. ¡Vete! Chingado.
and I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water. But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
Hay una pepita cerca.
I picked the more convenient and more dangerous route.
Peligro es mi segundo nombre. Sí, puto. ¿Eh? Ah. Entonces,
Plummer Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserve better.
Nevada City?
Ah, verga.
Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there. The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Dynamite. Hombre de la ley. La pela. George Washington. Fuera de la ley. Hombre de la ley. Cabrón.
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was going to take some doing.
No mames. ¿Qué? Me la pelan tus putos secuaces, hijos de perra. Sube la cabeza, sube la cabeza. Ay. Qué puto. Güey, qué pedo, no mames.
So that's how Henry Plummer died.
Se mató solo.
His crew were worth their weight in gold.
Güey, se mató solo.
I was officially a bounty hunter.
Se mató solo.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Se cayó, ¿no vieron que se cayó?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself.
John Wesley Hardin, episodio 4.
Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
Pues gente, yo le voy dejando por aquí. Si les gustó no olviden dejar su like. Ya saben, 5 visitas, 3 likes mínimo para que siga tallando las series. También vi que el primer episodio tuvo apoyo, así que bueno, aquí les traigo el segundo capítulo. Espero lo hayan disfrutado bien. Si quieren que siga subiendo igual capítulos largos, como de 30 minutos por ahí. Así que pues bueno, ya saben, dejen su like, comenten qué les pareció, cualquier otra cosa. Así que sin nada más que decir más que adiós, así que adiós.